Have you ever seen a kingdom breathe again after standing at the edge of destruction? Have you ever watched hope rise from places where only silence lived? This is the story of how the Pride lands broken, divided, and fading found the courage to rebuild themselves through unity, stronger than fear, stronger than history, stronger than destiny itself. The camera drifts over a sunburned savanna. Dust swirls in the wind. Life feels distant, like it's holding its breath. Narrator once. The Pride lands were the heart of life, rivers that glittered like polished stone, endless fields of green, and a harmony that held every creature together. But tragedies don't tear kingdoms apart overnight. They do it slowly, piece by piece, in the quiet moments when no one is watching. That is exactly what happened after Scar's reign left the land wounded in spirit and soil alike. Though Simba had restored peace, scars buried deep in the earth and deep in hearts still lingered. The Pride lands didn't just need a king, they needed healing. And healing is never simple. Simba tried, he watched, he listened. But the world was changing faster than any lion could turn. Some animals whispered anxiously about shifting balances. Others feared dangers beyond the borders. Even among the lions, small cracks of disagreement began to form. Kiara felt it first, like a tremor beneath her paws. Kian felt it too, an uneasiness in the wind that seemed to warn of something coming, something big. But destiny always tests before it reveals. Then came the drought. The rivers shrank into thin ribbons of mud. Grass turned to brittle straw. Herds moved slower each day, weakened and afraid. The circle of life trembled under the pressure. Panic spread. Blame followed. Some animals murmured that Simba wasn't doing enough. Others blamed the outlanders, still carrying the shadows of their past. The kingdom was slipping. Not because of an enemy, but because of division. Simba climbed Pride Rock, staring over the withered plains. The land he was born to protect looked broken, and the weight of failure pressed hard on his chest. Was he unworthy of Mufasa's legacy? Had he misread what it meant to lead? He closed his eyes, desperate for guidance. For a moment, only silence answered, until a soft breeze stirred, warm and familiar. Mufa, S.A., a gentle echo in the wind. Simba. A king's power is not in ruling the land. It is in inspiring those who walk upon it. The doubt in Simba's heart loosened. Leadership wasn't about carrying a kingdom alone, it was about helping it stand together. And unity begins with trust. Kiara was the first to step forward. She remembered how she and Kovu bridged a divide once thought unbreakable. She approached her father with steady eyes. Kira, Dad. The Pride lands don't belong to just us. Everyone who lives here has a place in it. We can't rebuild alone. Simba hesitated. The outlanders held the memory of Scar, and trust was difficult. But Kiara's conviction reminded him of his younger self, bold, hopeful, and guided by Mufasa's wisdom. Sometimes courage means listening, even when fear whispers louder. So Kiara and Kian journeyed to the outlands. That land was worse dry, lifeless, heavy with history. But Zira was gone. Bitterness she carried had faded with time. The lions left behind weren't fighters anymore. They were survivors searching for purpose. When Kiara offered peace, silence followed, a cautious, heavy silence. Then Vitani stepped forward. Vitani, we're done fighting shadows. If you're offering unity, then we're ready to accept it. For the first time, two prides with a history of hatred walked together instead of apart. Lions, who once growled at each other, now shared shade. Even the herd sensed the shift. Fear slowly gave way to hope. But unity alone wasn't enough to save the land. Something deeper was needed. Something that asked for heart over strength. Kion felt the roar of the elders stirring within him, heavier than it ever had before. The savannah wasn't just suffering, it was calling out. Rafiki saw it instantly. Rafiki, the land needs healing, Kion, but power alone cannot heal. The heart must guide the roar. Kion gathered the animals. He explained a daring plan. Water needed to be diverted from distant valleys. New paths needed to be carved. Burrows needed protection. Predator and prey would have to work shoulder to shoulder. In a world built on old instincts, it was a bold idea. But survival breeds courage. Thus began the Great Restoration. So elephants pushed dead trees aside, creating space for new life. Antelope carved mini trenches for water flood. Giraffes used their height to support leaning trunks. Even crocodiles helped redirect water channels. Lions oversaw the work not as rulers, but as guardians. Unity turned impossible tasks into achievable steps. Exhaustion turned into motivation. Motivation turned into hope. Then came the greatest challenge of all. A massive rock slide had sealed off the main water source feeding the Pride Lands. Without clearing it, everything would die. The rocks were enormous, the path narrow. The animals struggled, and some lost hope. But Simba stepped forward, voice firm yet calm. Simba. We don't yield to fear, we rise above it. Together, the animals pushed with renewed strength. They shoved, pulled, strained. But the last boulder refused to move. It was too heavy, too stubborn, too symbolic of their struggle. Kion stepped forward. He closed his eyes, letting the weight of history settle in his chest. He felt the presence of the lions before him, Mufasa, Ahadi, the elders whose courage built the circle of life. Their strength wasn't in force, but in purpose. Kian roared. Not in anger, not in dominance, but in harmony with the land, with history, with hope. A thunderous blast echoed across the valley as the roar of the elders burst forth. The rocks shattered. Water exploded through the opening, cascading in brilliant streams across the plains. The Pride Lands awakened. Grass shimmered, trees swayed, animals cried out in celebration. The kingdom didn't just revive it, rebirthed itself. Days passed, green spread like wildfire. Rivers overflowed, the herds returned, cubs chased each other through sweeping fields of grass that swayed like an ocean. Simba stood atop Pride Rock, watching a united pride, his pride thriving. Kiara and Kovu walked together, preparing for the future they would one day lead. Kion, wiser and calmer, prepared for journeys that would take him beyond the kingdom to protect the circle of life. The Pride Lands had survived their darkest hours. More than that, they had transformed, because courage gave them strength. Unity gave them purpose. And together, they rebuilt a kingdom once thought beyond saving. The circle of life continued brighter, stronger, renewed by the hearts brave enough to protect it.